Okay, so this is our setup for the water. Just want to give you an update on what we've done. So our water is fully working now. The clean water goes up there. Now you can see there's quite a bit of stuff that still needs to be closed here. That water there, this comes from our borehole, and we've got a very small pump that's on it. And the other pipes you see here, we've got another pipe from the borehole that goes up here. I use this valve to switch it on, to open it and close it, but that's a big pump. So we've got two pumps in our borehole, a big one and a small one. And this is where the water comes from the borehole. I'm just busy conditioning this pipe here. I'll tell you guys later what I'm going to do with this. Usually new pipes have got a plastic taste, so I just wash it out with water. And then my system up here, I'll quickly just give a view. There, I've switched it on. This is my float switch, and you can see bubbles coming up, and the bubbles are ozone, and in there you'll see the water coming in, and you can see it's quite a steady thick stream of water coming in, and I'm using a very small pump to do that. So it's pumping ozone, and the function of the ozone is to oxidize the iron. You can see the water has got a reddish color to it. You can see the pipes as well. As the iron is oxidizing, there's a lot of iron in our water. So this is my air stones I'm using. I lost one air stone, it's down at the bottom, so there's 5 instead of 6. I'll get it out at some stage. Okay. Now, so from there, from this tank where the ozone process happens, it goes to this tank, and from this tank it runs with a pipe to that tank, and again to that tank, and to this tank. And the idea is that as it flows and stands, and the iron will settle out with gravity, so it's gravity filtration. What I'll do later is to improve the process more, is to have it run through that pipe. At the moment it's working really well. This is now the exit. Let me show you the station we have here. That's my control station for the power. I've got a timer on there. It's because the pump I'm using in the well is a small 12-volt pump, and I'm only running it at 30 minutes a time and letting it rest for 20 minutes. The reason is I want to connect solar power to it. My borehole cannot take normal well pumps, it's too thin, so I had to improvise. Usually we just pump from the top because it's shallow enough, we can suck the water out of it, but I wanted to use solar power eventually. Okay, now so the water comes from this pipe and it enters into this pump. So the moment my top tank falls below a certain level, this pump switches on, and then it pumps it to the filters at the back. I'll show that now to you. This is our pump that goes to the house or the rest of the property eventually. I used to use this pressure switch, but I bought a flow switch from China, which works much more economically, because the moment you close the tap, the pump stops. It doesn't build up pressure, and these pumps can use quite a bit of power. I've got some plugs here as well. Oh yes, and the flow switch needs to run through a diode. I still need to just insulate this and properly. It's just a temporary situation. So through the flow switch, I switch it through a relay which switches my pump. That's my air pump at the back, which is a normal air pump used for aquariums, but just a big one. And this is my ozone unit. I had another one which I built, but the pressure was a bit much, so I kept on having leaks. So I welded this with steel and made myself a proper seal there with nuts, and I used a card inner tube as a sealant, and it works very well. And you can see it as well as it comes out. So basically this is the system. I left this in because I'm still testing that other pump. I'll show that to you now. Okay, so this is my main pump. As you can see, compared to my hand, my borehole pipe is very thin. So I've got this pump going here. I'll just show you what's going on inside. Right, so I've got a pressure switch, and at the back you'll see a 12-volt power supply for the little pump that I've got. So this pump sucks the water from the borehole, and that goes to my irrigation. And this pipe is the pipe from the small pump way below. This is its cable coming out. By the way, this little tap with a piece of pipe on it, we use that when you put in a new pipe or a new pump or whatever, you need to fill the pump with water, otherwise it won't be able to suck. You can suck a maximum of 9 meters. I've checked, we've got the dry season now, and my water level is at about 4 meters. My borehole is 9 meters deep, so it's not very deep. The pump I'm using is actually an RV pump or a caravan pump, and I've thought a long while before I decided to test it out. These pumps from Seaflow can handle a lot of work, and they've people talking about easily lasting 3 years on a permanent usage basis. If I can get 1 year out of a pump, I'll be very glad. It will help me a lot. We'll all see. So it's still an experimentation, but the pump is basically that size. It's very small. I'll give you a photo of it a bit later. I'll anyway just show you this part of my property. We've got many of these black locust trees popping up by themselves. They are just planting themselves, and they are excellent growers, an excellent firewood producer, and they're also a nitrogen fixing tree, so it actually helps and improves the quality of the soil. We've got plenty of goldenrod here, which is, well, it's a good medicine, but it's quite a terrible weed. It just takes over everything and animals can't really eat it. You'll see our poplars growing at the back that we've also planted. But we find actually that this black locust tree grows much quicker. It is a hardwood. It's got the same burning capability as anthracite, so it's really an excellent wood for fire. But if you want to, you can also use it to make furniture with, because it's a very hard wood. We've planted new trees here as well, just a few, liqueur and peach trees and pear trees. These are our other trees. And by the way, we have used a brush cutter on this just about 2 weeks ago, The grass here is just exploding. It grows so quickly. These are walnut trees that we've planted here. We'll plant them out the next season. This is our biggest poplar tree. It's about 3 years old. So you can see it grows really quickly. There at the back is our greenhouse. And there's our mother asparagus plant. We've planted quite a few new asparagus from this, and it came all from the seeds of this mother plant. We've eaten from this asparagus already. It is really such an excellent plant. I'll just give you an idea. We've got olive trees in here that we're also going to plant out in the next season. We've got granadillas, and these are our asparagus. We've got lemongrass, avocados, but the avocados is not a good idea to actually try and plant them if you do not have a grafted avocado. And that's about it for now. I'll just show you what I've done here. I've got all this wood that I bought for building, but I was scared that it's becoming old. And you can see also my tools. We've sprayed it with a mixture of oil and diesel, and that gives the wood a lot more lifespan. And this is the little pump that I've got in there. As you can see, it's very small. It gives 21 liters per minute, and that other smaller blue pump that I showed you does 40 liters per minute. So the amount of water this little pump moves is amazing. Now the disadvantage of this pump is that it has got brushes. So a pump with brushes has got a limited time and much shorter lifespan than a brushless pump. But in any case, you'll find that the other submersible pumps don't last longer than 2 or 3 years in any case, even if they are submersible. So we'll see how it goes with this pump. We've got very hard water, so it is another factor for corrosion. And it's got a lot of iron and a lot of manganese in it. So yes, we've got our challenges with that. But this water system that we've solved is a huge improvement with our water, because we've had a problem that our toilets became not only red but brown, dark brown, and the shower was really terrible. And now we don't have that. That problem's gone. We can drink the water. Previously we could drink the water, but it had that metal taste to it, which is not nice. And now that's gone as well. So that was a huge improvement for us. And now we will just look forward to refine that system a little bit more to handle more volume. We still need to dig a new drain system, and then right at behind that heap of rocks, further behind, closer to those other trees at the back, we'll be building 2 cabins as a beginning, so that we can have a place for people to stay. And we are very fortunate to at last have a architect, and we'll be meeting finally with him on Monday to finalize our plans to get the buildings started. And the moment those plans are approved, we are hopeful that they will convert our property as well. It seems that will not be a problem, and then we can start building. Now we can build quite quick, so we are quite excited about that. Thanks again for everybody that supports us.